Okay, so do you know how last time I said like don't expect the suit? Well, I lied. Expect the unexpected. So, what are we about today? What we're going to talk about is a morning, like a immediate morning positive thought. I think, yeah, that'll work. That can be the title. So pretty much what it's about is when you wake up in the morning, what is a lot of people's, beginning of the day? Normally they wake up feeling pretty groggy, pretty shit, and their first kind of natural reaction is they go for coffee or some sort of stimulant to kind of get them all popping and get them through the day because they've got such a hard day ahead, right? I'm going to counter that and say that there's something else you can do which will give you kind of like this same, and well, not the same, actually a better outcome than just kind of relying on caffeine. Because if you look at what caffeine does to your body, god damn, that thing's the devil. So what is it? So it's a positive thought. So what you're going to do, and I'll explain the technique first before I kind of go through an example, is you need to kind of look through your life and reflect for a moment. Find a moment that like you had real great happiness in your life, like a really joyous moment where you felt really content. You didn't want anything. You were just blissful. That really simple, blissfulness that kind of comes through. There's really great moments. They sometimes are few and far between, but I'm sure if you look back in your life, you'll find one. And if not, just use whatever is the best or closest, positive memory that you have. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep this memory in mind. And then when you wake up in the morning, what I want you to do is I want you to think about that moment. Just replay it in your mind on a loop for, I don't know, like 3-5 minutes, whatever, right? Whatever arbitrary time you need. Because what we're trying to do with that is we're trying to get you into a really positive mindset at the start of the day where you're like ready to go. Because if you wake up feeling groggy, when you get to anything that isn't super easy, you're gonna feel like, you're gonna feel hard done by, and your performance is gonna struggle or be at least dampened by it. But if you're starting the day with that really positive memory and you're putting yourself in that really positive mindset, you'll go from that to then doing your early morning ritual, which you should be doing, because I told you about that in the previous videos about that 3 techniques of the quote book, the mindfulness technique and the goal setting. So you can go from your positive early morning memory to straight into that, and then you'll have that great energy. Then you can go into getting ready for work or getting ready for your day, and then you'll kind of go about it, and your day or any kind of challenges that you have to overcome won't feel as daunting, or at least won't weigh as heavy on you in your mental state and emotional state. So what I kind of do is, my example is when I wake up in the morning, I think about the time where I was put onto or was accepted into the New South Wales State Biostats training program, which is currently a 3-year training program that I'm working on. It's it's a full-time job plus study, and I was super keen to do that, and it took me, I think, 2 years of hard work and developing myself, improving my mindset, but also improving my skill set to get to the point where I could actually finally got onto the program. And I hold on to that memory, and that's the memory I use in my morning routine, where I just think about when I wake up and I'm I get up out of bed and I'm just kind of almost half crouched in bed. I just think about that memory for a really long time, about 3 to 5 minutes or so. And I just let that kind of set the mood for the day. Just kind of let that set the mood. Because if I start at that high point, even if some things do chip me down a little bit, I'll be in a lot better state where if I started out groggy and lower down on kind of the vibe list, and then those things happen, challenges or certain annoyances happen throughout the day, you're going to get teared a little bit lower and lower, and then by the end of the day you're probably going to be a little bit of a frazzled mess. And then that's when when you come home at night, you'll be feeling hard done by, and then you'll start eating ice cream and getting fat and just sitting on the TV, sitting on the couch watching TV, just getting fat, and then you'll feel even worse about yourself. And that's not good, and that's not what we want for you, and you shouldn't want for you. So let's change that. So just think about a couple memories. You try and come up with a list, a small number of lists, because maybe the first one won't be as good as, won't be the right one to use. So come up with a small little list of memories that you can kind of intensely focus on and replay in your mind in the early minutes of your morning when you wake up. So yeah, I think that's all you really need to do for this one. So, incorporate that with what we've already talked about, and I think, like I said, you'll see the compounding effects over time. The first day or so will be hard to do, but if you keep it going and, keep that chain going as long as possible, you'll start to see a kind of overall shift in your attitude, which is most important. It's not just how you're feeling at the moment, but it's your overall, emotional landscape that will start to move towards a more positive kind of sphere. And that's where we want to be, because you're not going to get much done, or you're not going to get anything good done if you're in a bad mindset. So moving to that positive mindset is where you can kind of get the things you need to get done, and even the other things that you want to get done as well. So yeah, give it a shot. Tell me what you think. If you have any questions or concerns, or you want anything like, me to cover, or any topics you'd like me to talk about, write it in the comments below, and, like and subscribe, and, we'll get down to it.